Hello YouTube. Let's check out a bunch of premium Hot Wheels and see what else there is. There are a whole bunch of good stuff in this box. This box is a lot of what I kept in my 50 Hot Wheel display case or 60 Hot Wheel display case, which I do need to pick up another one of. First up, we got a 55 gasser. Not sure what release that's from, but I'm assuming all my 55 gassers will be in here. Next one's a really hard one to come by. It's a Walgreens exclusive. Looks black, but it's really a very dark navy blue. It's a big deal. Definitely happy to have it in the collection. It was easy crack open because the blister was blown out. It was shipped in the winter time when it was cold out, and a bunch of them had cracked blisters. I think the card was all bent up too. My buddy, he opened up the case of them at Walmart. He actually found this at a Walmart. He got 2 of them. In the case, all the cards were crushed, and he's a carded collector, so he was quite disappointed that they all were crushed and gave them to me. We got a Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt Skyline. Got the TH right there on the hood. Looks awesome in the Spectra Flame Green. Next we have an Hot Wheels RWB Porsche. Very happy Hot Wheels did this. Very happy I was able to pick it up at Walmart for $5.50. They went all out on it too. Love the satin paint. Very awesome. Every bit as good as a Super Treasure Hunt. Besides, a lot cheaper. Next is one of the most detailed 1/64th cars, and it is very accurate to 1/64th. And it's Muscle Machines. And you can see all the different parts and pieces. You can see right through there. Exhaust, suspension. It don't have suspension, but it looks like it does. Screwed together with Phillips screws there in the back. Honda NSX. Looks like the motor. Very detailed interior. Of course, you get the defroster. Very detailed. Probably the best Honda NSX, detail-wise. Guess it was an Acura NSX. I think it's a Honda NSX now. Lens tail lights. Of course, this car had the pop-up headlights. Not all Muscle Machines, a lot of them were kind of goofy and cartoonish. Almost like the Hot Wheels tune. Or not the, yeah. But some were right on the money. We have another 55. Which, this is one of my favorite paint variations of this. I just really like the blue with the old school like racing decals on the side. And we got Big Deal in purple. Color variation for the dark blue one. Whoops. Sorry about that. I don't really care for the yellow windshield, but I've actually seen these cars at the drag strip with pink windshields and stuff. For some reason, they just did that on these old gassers. Maybe it was keep the sun out of their eyes going down the drag strip. Love how the headers come out right behind the front tire. Awesome. Definitely love the 55 gasser. This is a really cool one. In green. Got like a cool, like, I don't know, stars or something on the roof. Finally found the Skyline, the Honda, or the Hot Wheels Skyline. Now I can compare it to the other ones that I have. The Silhouette. Definitely my favorite paint scheme for Skyline. Next, we got a really nice Maisto 1/64. And this, I love the paint scheme on this car. Absolutely love this car. You can still get this on eBay pretty cheap. I got this real cheap on eBay like 5 years ago. Absolutely love this casting. Or at least this color variation of it. A lot of Maistos aren't accurate to 1/64, but this one here I think is pretty accurate. You can compete with the best of them. Kind of lowered stance with big tires, but it's just what you get with Maisto. Screwed together. Rubber tires. Good detail. Very awesome car. Got a Super Treasure Hunt Dodge Viper in gold. Of course, Hot Wheels, whenever they release a Super Treasure Hunt and the main line's yellow, then the Super's always like this gold color. So it's like their Spectra Flame yellow, I guess, but definitely looks gold. Very cool. Dodge Viper. This is a casting I do collect from Hot Wheels. Next, we got a special car. I'm sure the man that made it is probably watching, so shout out to Radar. But he sent me this in like a REOK trade that me and him did a few years ago. So very cool custom. A weathered burgundy Corvette. Very awesome. So all these I keep in my Hot Wheels display case, a 50 car display case, but probably gonna change it up. Or get another one because I keep my Silverados in there, but the Silverado collection is really grown with all the releases. I only keep Hot Wheels. I kind of like try to stay true to keeping Hot Wheels because it's a Hot Wheels display case. If I want to display other brands, then I'll get different display cases for that. So I like to display my more expensive Hot Wheels like Super Treasure Hunts or the Gassers I collect. So here's a Super Treasure Hunt Chrysler 300, which actually looks really good. Usually don't care for this casting much. Just something about it doesn't look right to me. Looks a little cartoonish. Does kind of look like the real car. I just don't know what it is. I think the roof line needed to be a little higher on it or something. But looks really good in the Spectra Flame Green. Love the Spectra Flame Green. Probably my favorite Spectra Flame color. And then the satin black on top. The 5-spoke deep dish. Hot Wheels, I mean, it's a pretty good treasure hunt. You can get a pretty good deal. They don't sell for crazy money on eBay. You probably can pick that one up for 20 bucks or less on eBay. Definitely well worth it. Then we got a Burgundy Al Camino. Stole the Real Riders off this casting for a custom. It would have been a pop culture release. So, already had it. Why not strip it and paint it? Put some red line plastic mainline tires on it. I guess my all-time favorite Hot Wheels casting is in this box, because it was in my Hot Wheels 50 display case. We got the Chevy Chevelle. My absolute all-time favorite Hot Wheels casting right here. I wish they would release it more. I really wish they would release it more often. I don't think it's been in the main line for 2 or 3 years now. For probably 3 years, before the 50th. Well, it was in a 5-pack. It had a color exclusive in a 5-pack. I wish they release it in the premium line again, too. Because this is a car culture release with Real Riders. Then a Target Red, which this might be from last year. Maybe they did release it last year in a couple colorways. No, they didn't. This is from like 2013 or 14. I like to say these are from 2016 or 15. And the custom I did. Put some blue rims. When I first started getting into customs, you can actually see the blue bobby pins, or not bobby pins, they're beads. I would glue the beads on the end of the piano wire. And it rolls quite nice, but the beads are too big. I don't like the beads. Don't like the look of it at all. Them ones I painted blue to match the rim. But yeah, I usually just crimp the ends. That works good. Use brass rod and flatten the end. You can't really see it or tell. There's also these little end things I'm going to buy that makes it look like a factory end that you stick over the end and glue on. They sell them like where the beads are and stuff at Hobby Lobby. But definitely looks cool with the blue rims. They are rubber NASCAR tires. Then we have it in an awesome satin, like rust color. And I'm not even going to get through this whole box unless we really speed this up. So here's another custom of the Chevelle. Of course, it being my favorite casting, it's definitely one of my favorites to do customs of. Got a flat black, which this casting has like rivets on the roof, which I detailed, and on the hood. Guess I didn't give it no tail lights. Put some M2 wheels on it. Back ones are a little bit too big and rub. Really happy with the way it turned out though. Then we got the absolute hardest release of it to find. For our mainline car, this car sells for like $100. And this is Toys R Us exclusive. Which really hard to find. On eBay, if you search it every day, you'd be lucky if you see one a year sell. And the one that I saw sell last year sold in a lot. A lot of cars. And it sold for quite a bit. I think well over $100. Before that, it was over a year before I seen one sell on eBay. And it was over $100. Almost impossible to get. If you ever see this at a toy show or anything like that, even if it's $50, it's worth it. If it's a casting you collect, because it took me 4 years to find this. And shout out to Paul Roselle. Don't think he watches my videos anymore, but huge shout out to Paul Roselle. He traded me that a couple years ago, or gave it to me in our RAOK, I'm not sure. So I'm very thankful for that. There's only one variation of this casting I need, and it's a tire exclusive from like a 5-pack from like 5, 6, 7 years ago. That's the only one I need to have every variation of it. But I have it's just the tire variation I'm missing. This looks really cool. Satin red. Sorry about that. Need to make some room for some cars. And we got it in black. I'm pretty sure that this release came out in the Edelbrock. It was black. And then it came out in a Golf variation, a Golf paint scheme, and then it came out in the Toys R Us red Edelbrock variation. So it's the only one I know that the color variation was a different sponsor. And I'm not sure about that. If anybody knows, they can go ahead and comment. Because if there was a Golf one, I should have it. Oh wait, maybe it wasn't Golf. It might have been Summit Racing. Sorry about that. The other variation of that might have been the Summit Racing in purple, which looks absolutely amazing. Which brings me to the next is the Super Treasure Hunt of the Summit Racing with the real riders. And yes, it was my first Super I cracked open, and it might be the first Super that I went to eBay looking for. It was either the Summit Racing in purple, the Edelbrock. One of them was what got me into collecting. So I started collecting right when the Toys R Us Red Edition came out. Now, I remember never finding it. I don't think my Toys R Us ever got it. But I was just starting to get into collecting. I think I bought one of these in like a checkout and checking out at like Target or Walmart. It was when I was checking out, I seen it sitting there and kind of fell in love with it. And after that, I kind of started looking at the cars because they were $1. I'm like, wow, $1. So I started always swung by the toy aisle because I got 3 daughters. So I started looking at the Hot Wheels when I went. Figured, oh, $1. But then I seen like 4 or 5 I liked. I'm like, well, only 4 or 5 bucks, 4 or 5 cars. Well, it ain't hard for the habit to get out of hand really quickly. Really fast. So, I can't say really fast. I mean, this is all accumulated over years. But it all starts with a $1 car. So fair warning to any new collector watching. It all starts with a $1 car. All of it. Champion DJK. He can blame it all for starting on a $1 car. Lamely. I'm sure he could almost blame it on a $1 car. I almost feel like Lamely worked for a company doing diecast before he got into it. I almost feel like he worked for Mattel or Johnny Lightning, or he worked for one of the companies. Because most of these diecast companies are American. Their headquarters are in America, even though they're made in Malaysia or China or wherever. So, well, got a couple more cars show, but Super Treasure Hunt, Fiat. Kind of collect this rust color. Kind of color I collect. Spectra Flame. This is one of the cheaper supers. So sometimes when I see a super for like 10, 15 bucks of a casting I like, it's hard not to pick it up. It's hard to find them for that cheap on eBay. Almost never. But 20 bucks on eBay maybe. Another custom I did. This was before the RLC release. You can see I'd never finished it. Didn't do the headlights on it. Pretty cool though. Got a lot of burgundy customs that I make. Obviously. And we'll end with that one. A yellow vintage Hot Wheels, probably from the 80s or early 90s. This is a casting I remember from when I was a kid. Not so much this yellow variation, but I had a purple one I remember getting for my birthday with a plow. I still have it. It doesn't have the plow anymore, and it's kind of beat up because it was played with. And then Champion DJK, through a trade or something, I was able to get a brand new carded one that I cracked open. So I got my original beat up one, and ever since then, I try and pick up every variation of it. Well, thanks for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite casting was today.